Musk had always been known as the man who looked further, saw wider, and thought differently than anyone else. Whether it was electric cars, rockets, artificial intelligence, or tunneling under cities, he constantly noticed what others overlooked. Yet one late evening in his Austin office, surrounded by glowing monitors and endless streams of data, Musk stumbled upon something that had nothing to do with Mars or self-driving cars, something that made his heart pound in a way he hadn't felt in years. It started innocently enough. Musk had been reviewing statistics related to Tesla's insurance division. To better predict premiums, he was analyzing accident reports, neighborhood risks, and patterns of reported thefts. A simple curiosity led him down a rabbit hole, comparing crime statistics across states, then cities, then districts. Numbers scrolled endlessly, lines of government-reported data, local police figures, and private security databases. He leaned back, sipping an energy drink. He muttered. On one chart, violent crime appeared to have dropped in major U.S. cities over the last decade. Yet, in another dataset, drawn from emergency room reports, the number of stabbing and gunshot injuries had nearly doubled. The contradiction was glaring. That doesn't add up, Musk whispered, running simulations again, cross-checking sources. The deeper he dug, the stranger it became. Burglary rates in official reports showed a steady decline. But insurance claims for stolen property told a completely different story, an upward curve, accelerating. Police records insisted auto thefts were dropping, but GPS data from stolen Teslas, vehicles he personally tracked through the company's software, showed the highest levels of theft in history. Something was off. Very off. For 3 nights, Musk barely slept. He sat hunched over in hoodies and jeans, hair a mess, his monitors glowing like portals to another dimension. He hacked through raw datasets with his engineer's tools, blending AI algorithms with cross-disciplinary comparisons no criminologist had ever attempted. And then, around 3:47 a.m. on the third night, he found the anomaly that made him push back from his desk, breath caught in his throat. The numbers weren't just inconsistent, they were manipulated. Crime rates in several cities had been quietly reclassified. Assaults downgraded to disorderly conduct. Burglaries filed as lost property. Auto thefts dismissed as misplaced vehicle reports. Even more alarming, these changes weren't random. They clustered in cities where political leaders boasted of historic drops in crime. Musk stared at the red highlighted chart his program produced. It looked like a lie painted in numbers. The next morning, he called a meeting at Tesla headquarters. His top data analysts, AI researchers, and even some SpaceX engineers joined via video screens. "I need you all to confirm something," Musk said without preamble, tossing up a series of charts on the big screen. "Government crime stats don't match reality. I think someone's been systematically relabeling data." Thoughts. The room fell into silence, broken only by the quiet hum of servers. One of the analysts, a wiry man named Deepak, adjusted his glasses. "You're saying, the official narrative about declining crime is fake?" "I'm saying it's mathematically impossible for this data to be real," Musk replied. A young AI researcher leaned forward. "We could train a detection model to track anomalies between police reports, hospital admissions, insurance claims, and even social media incident reports. If there's widespread manipulation, it'll surface." "Do it," Musk ordered. Full throttle. For 2 weeks, the project ran under strict secrecy, codenamed Project Blacklight. Tesla's AI, designed originally to predict self-driving hazards, now scanned millions of data points on human behavior, emergency dispatches, smart home alerts, surveillance networks, even anonymized satellite data of nighttime activity in neighborhoods. Piece by piece, the puzzle came together. The results were staggering. Crime was not dropping. In fact, violent incidents, theft, and property crimes were skyrocketing, higher than at any time in the last 40 years. But on paper, in the official stats, entire categories of crime were being erased, rewritten, or reframed. Hospitals overflowed with victims. Insurance payouts ballooned. Yet the public was reassured. Things are safer now. When Musk saw the compiled report, his stomach twisted. This isn't just statistical error, he said slowly. This is intentional. Someone wants people blind. His advisors urged caution. Elon, if you go public with this, it could trigger panic. Governments will push back. Police unions will fight it. Media will call you a conspiracy theorist. But Musk wasn't the type to back down. Truth matters. If people are living in danger while being told everything's fine, that's not civilization. That's fraud on a massive scale. He decided to test the waters with a single tweet. Late one night, he typed, "Something's very strange about crime stats. Hospital data doesn't match police reports." Digging deeper. #Blacklight. The internet exploded. Within an hour, hashtags like #CrimeCoverup and #MuskReveals were trending worldwide. Some mocked him. Elon's finally lost it, seeing conspiracies in spreadsheets. Others demanded answers. If this is true, what else are they lying about? News anchors debated the tweet. Economists speculated about its impact on urban policy. Mayors released statements insisting their numbers were accurate and transparent. But behind the noise, ordinary people began sharing their own stories. Burglaries police never filed, assaults downgraded to misdemeanors, stolen cars dismissed as misunderstandings. The evidence mounted in real time. A week later, Musk unveiled a livestream on X, formerly Twitter. Millions tuned in. On screen, he presented Project Blacklight's findings, side-by-side comparisons of official reports and hidden realities. Graphs showing crime declining on paper while exploding in hospitals, insurance files, and Tesla's own vehicle recovery logs. This isn't about politics, Musk told the audience, his tone uncharacteristically grave. It's about truth. We cannot solve problems we refuse to measure honestly. If leaders hide crime, they hide danger from the very people they're supposed to protect. The livestream detonated across the world. Some governments scrambled to discredit the findings, calling Musk reckless and irresponsible. Yet whistleblowers inside police departments quietly confirmed the practice of statistical reframing. A retired police chief admitted on a radio show, "We were under pressure to make the city look safer." Orders came from above. Within days, congressional committees announced hearings. Advocacy groups demanded audits. Civil rights leaders pointed out that communities most affected by underreported crime were often the poorest and most vulnerable. The narrative shifted from, "Musk is exaggerating," to, "Musk exposed something we should have seen years ago." But the story didn't stop there. Digging deeper, Musk's team discovered why the manipulation had persisted so long. It wasn't just politicians chasing re-election slogans about safer streets. It was financial. Federal funding for cities, grant allocations, even real estate valuations depended on showing improved crime stats. Billions of dollars hinged on numbers looking good, no matter the reality. In one shocking revelation, Blacklight uncovered an internal memo from a major city instructing officers to minimize felony classifications in order to maintain eligibility for a multi-billion-dollar development grant. When Musk revealed that memo on X, the backlash was nuclear. Protests erupted. Citizens demanded resignations. Cities across America, and even Europe, scrambled to recheck their numbers. Suddenly, what began as one man's late-night curiosity had ignited a global reckoning. Through it all, Musk remained oddly calm. He wasn't gloating. He wasn't scoring political points. He was focused on solutions. He proposed creating an independent, AI-driven crime transparency system, an open-source platform pulling anonymized data from hospitals, insurance companies, vehicle tracking, and even smart devices, free from political influence. If numbers can be manipulated, they can't be trusted. But if truth is crowdsourced from reality itself, no one can hide it. Critics accused him of overreach, of wanting to surveil everyone. Musk countered, "This isn't surveillance, it's accountability. The system doesn't track individuals. It tracks outcomes. If a person shows up in an ER with a gunshot wound, that's a data point. If 5 people's homes are burglarized, and insurance pays them, that's a data point." Truth is in the patterns. Months passed. Slowly, reluctantly, governments adopted parts of Blacklight's model, Independent audits exposed years of underreporting. Cities revised their crime rates, sparking national debates about policing, funding, and leadership honesty. For ordinary people, the impact was profound. Citizens felt vindicated. They weren't imagining that neighborhoods felt more dangerous. Mothers who lost sons to violence no longer heard officials dismiss their grief with, "Crime is down." And policymakers could finally design strategies based on reality, not wishful spreadsheets. One evening, long after the chaos had calmed, Musk sat again in his office, staring out at the Texas night. Rockets roared in the distance at the Starbase test site. Cybertrucks glided silently on nearby roads. Grimes sent him a playful text, "Congrats, Sherlock. You solved the crime about crime." He chuckled, shaking his head. He hadn't set out to become a whistleblower. He hadn't sought this war. He'd just noticed something in the numbers, something no one else had cared to notice. And because he did, the world could no longer pretend.